Oh, good. Yeah, unless you want it.
No, no, I got plenty. I made some new ones.
It looks like a new one, like
yeah.
a good sturdy new one.
I just sometimes I don't use a stand in order to strengthen my my hips.
Yeah.
Makes a big difference.
Yeah. I know it's playing the longest with just using my knees. I end up with my meniscus starts hurting.
Yeah, well, that technique of lifting the drum up,
yeah, that whole thing.
it's yeah, that takes muscle. But this is enough here to give me a Jane Fonda workout, you know. That's a pretty heavy-duty book about New Orleans. I always wondered exactly where Congo Square really was, the original Congo Square. And he described it as next to the statue of Louis Armstrong. But very complicated history to that city. The Spanish and the French.
Yeah. All the different slave, their origins, the ship.
Yeah.
It sounds like if you went to a sugar plantation, you were done.
Yeah, 10 years, work them to death. I'm at the part now where they started breeding, you know, Virginia.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's real old.
Yeah.
The one I got doesn't look like that at all.
Yeah.
Do you have it on the back too? Hi, girl.
Hi.
I've got one that's sleeveless too, you know, just a strap one, yeah. But I've worn it, like, you know, when I'm traveling, I was at the airport and I had it on. I was in Chicago, I guess. And a guy comes up to me and says, you know Danny Santo? I told you this story. And that's your drum.
Oh, don't lean
yeah,
on your
right.
drum. Just mine.
And
Good.
I said, yes. He is my student. And the guy just blanched, you know. And then he went to bow, and I went, I was a drum teacher. And he goes, oh. Yeah, it was great. Yeah. 2 or 3 times I've pulled it. It's right out of a Bruce Lee movie.
Oh, it totally
is. You offended my master, now you must die.
Nunchuck style.
Well, sometimes when I'm doing come on in, get comfortable.
This is their drum.
Well, you know, we can pull it one out if you want.
What do you want to do?
I'll just play This Is Fine.
You all want some water while you
This
argue?
is ours, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What is it that you would like to do?
Let me hear it.
That's a nice drum. That's
Yeah.
the same manufacturer as this one.
Yeah, all right.
Same
So I'll play
manufacturer as
this
that
one.
one.
Okay.
Well,
Great.
in the sweet hair.
Very good.
Last chips. We don't have, in our love of dynamics. Here.
Okay.
Then I've had people come in here and see his picture. And it has been such an avenue of opportunity to have been associated with that man. This whole organization.
You know, and he's a deserved man. That is to say, his reputation is consistent, and in my opinion, he deserves every accolade.
Yeah, there's pictures on his wall in his academy. Okay, Satya. Yeah, good.
Buddy, I'm gonna give you this one.
Oh, you need a different one?
It's not.
It's a little
leaning.
wonky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even, I'll just use, I don't need
Well, we
one.
got
It's
plenty,
okay.
you know.
I'll just use it.
I made some more.
Set it on the floor.
And so he'd come in here every week when he was really on it. Traveling, he was traveling all over the world. Stockholm, Rio, Tokyo, New York, Miami. And he showed up here like at 10 o'clock in the morning. He's totally devoted to whatever he was learning. He was just this brilliant student, still is a brilliant student.
That's true, buddy. He never stopped learning.
Right. Yeah. And so it's like, he was like, here. And I said, Dan, you gotta relax, Don't try to control your hands. Just let them do what they already know how to do. And he goes, Bruce Lee said the same thing to me. He goes, you are the Bruce Lee of drumming. And I said, that's really sweet, Dan. It's not true. Don't repeat it. I'll repeat it, but you can't repeat it. I said, you are coming to different teachers to hear the same thing. They're going to teach you the same thing. He said that one of the great teachers that he was studying under, this is, recent, when he was probably in his 60s, told him that he had to go learn how to dance. He spent his whole life really being conscientious, but sort of never learned how to dance.
There you go.
And it's like, at one point I said, Dan, you're doing everything right for one thing. What is that? He treated me like his seafood, which forced me to rise to that level instead of bottom feed like I normally would. So, he says, what is that? I said, Dan, you should be smiling. This is your life. You should be enjoying it. And it hit him at that perfect moment. And he just got it. And so he smiled and he transformed himself right in front of me into this kid.
Excellent.
He had said he'd always wanted to be a drummer when he was a kid. So he just let himself have fun. And it was really, I felt, what he'd come to learn.
How beautiful.
Yeah, how to have fun.
Excellent.
Because he wasn't afraid of anything. He was willing to sit on a drum set and look, quote unquote, foolish. Whereas any other grown man would have been very reticent to do that. And he was always gracious. Like I was down at his academy upstairs, his offices, and he had his drum set up there. So I'd teach him on that drum set. And, one time this little round guy comes in with a vest, like a denim vest, with all kinds of gnarly buttons on it, And he's old, this guy's old, and he's got some goofy hat, And he's like Filipino,
He's probably a screamer.
Oh yeah, he's like the master. Dan shows him this incredible amount of respect.
Yeah.
And so he says that he's training all the Marines, that are in Subic Bay, Yeah, and he's got these special classes for these guys, he's watching his drum, and we're drumming and everything. He's just totally is yes, of course, that's what you should be doing, So that was connecting the drumming warrior that he suspected that we lacked in this culture. And he was really struggling to identify it, and he didn't have all the information, but he knew because he could see it in other cultures. Like the Thai kickboxing, they had drummers going. The Malay, all those forms they used, sophisticated drumming. And then he studied capoeira, and you got to drum. So I showed him the building blocks, and you put it together however you want. And he loved it because he ended up being like the godfather of martial arts drumming. And he would go to the camps in the summer and just play a drum, not have to get kicked, not have to get punched, several hundred times over the span of 3 weeks.
Right. To prove a point.
Yeah, but he says it's really hard work. You got to really hit the drum repeatedly. And they had him drumming for like hours. And I said, no, Dan, no, drummer takes a break. 45 minutes, then you're out. 15, and then that's a union scale. And he just loved the idea of being a drummer.
Would he bring his drum set with him or his djembe?
Well, that was his problem. He had bought the djembes, and then he finally bought this drum set. And he said he played the djembes, it's too hard on his hands. My hands, wrists, elbows really hurt because you had to play it hard for their event. So I said, okay, well, you don't do that. Let's take your floor tom, and he had a little inexpensive full kit, and I just raised it up the legs as far up as it would go, and I got him mallets, big mallets, And I said, now put your logo on the front. It's a black, shiny drum. It looked good. Put your logo on the front. You got a decal or something. And, or put a piece of red tape about, some red scarf or something. And then you stand there and you just pound the hell out of it.
Great idea.
And the thicker the sticks, the easier it is on your wrist. So that saved him. And I got a traveling case for him that he could just put the floor tom in and put his gi around it or whatever and just go. So he did that all over for quite a while. I don't know if he still is. I haven't talked to him in a while.
Very good.
Yeah, so like for instance, I was making these stands, these are the collapsible. Yeah. And he loved this. He said, this is special ops.
Right. Collapse and go.
Yeah. So he
Or adapt and go.
Yeah. Fold and fly. So I was explaining to him some of the mystical history, like about the Knights Templar. And they got exposed to the power of rhythm in the Crusades. And they didn't have any musical rhythmic sensibilities at all. They're coming from Holland, they're coming from France and Germany and Belgium and Austria. Rhythm? What? So it was a hard lesson. But the Knights Templar, factions of the Knights Templar got it. And they realized that the drum was a mystical tool. They were the only ones allowed, to mess with this stuff. So they developed a sect, very secret, that worked with the Persian drumming. And they studied it, the 6-beat rhythms that were so mesmerizing, that would incapacitate the Crusaders in the field of battle. They couldn't even stand upright. You get those rhythms right, many people just fall off their horses. So the Knights Templar, that small group, and who knows, but they were developing the European version of mystic drumming. They wanted to take it back up because they could see how powerful it was. But of course, they weren't really trusted. They wiped the Knights Templar out. Catholic Church is enough of you guys. You get a little too cocky. We're gonna have to take you down. And it's where Friday the 13th came from. Yeah, that's when Richelieu, the Pope at the time, hatched this plot with the Pope, and Louis, whatever, the King of France was. And they went around and rounded up on Friday the 13th every Knights Templar that they could get. Yeah. Well, they had their first credit card business. Yeah. We'll take care of it because guess what? Yeah. So when we drum like this, I really feel like we connect to a lot of history. And because we're on a non-linear mental plane, you can learn from stuff. You can contemplate history when you do this. And you can absorb some sort of insight. Yeah. It's a protection too, because you start dealing with that stuff. There's all sorts of heavy energy stuff. That's why I think this is a real important addition to the energy work that people are doing. Understanding rhythm and how it affects the flow of all these different realities. Rhythm is a way to sort it out. Plus, energy is respected. If energies come and they perceive the rhythm, then there's a great deal of respect for that. They like it. That's why the original title of the book was The Gods Like to Dance. And Wavoka, the guy that came up with the ghost dance, the Kiowa shaman, he was saying when you do the rhythms in the fire and the dance, well then the ancestors can come through, and then they give you wisdom to survive. And the more I thought about that, the more in trouble I realized our culture was. And like for instance, someone could argue that, oh yeah, we listen to our ancestors. No, you don't. You talk to them. You tell them what you want. Very seldom do we actually listen. Just like when they were alive, we didn't listen. Anyway, point being that it's a vehicle of communication with all these different forms of consciousness that were other people in other places. But it's the way we perceive it that limits, that defines what we get. It's our filters. Everybody's different. Like for instance, let's bring the tempo up a little bit, but stay relaxed and soft. Oh,
That was fun.
now there's an interesting thing about yeah. World traveler.
It was only Canada.
Rhythm connected to belief system. Like for instance on the phrase, great spirit, bless our endeavors. The word great is on the pickup notes before the downbeat. And people can't hit it. You miss it every time. Saying the word great.
That's what you always tell me.
Yeah. And so it has to do, no, if we look at it from the psychological profile, it's like the ability to anticipate. That's what that is. And to be flexible with it. Because the mind gets locked down on, okay, everything works on the downbeat. Everything starts on the downbeat. We've ingrained that into your belief system. And so when it comes time to truly improvise and hear great, the note before the downbeat, and be able to articulate it, creates a whole new neuron pathway system because it breaks away from this straight, pretty much rigid perspective of rhythmic reality. And so that's why I throw those phrases in there with a pickup note or pickup word before the downbeat to work on that. Because if I'm not paying attention, it catches me by surprise too. Like for instance on protection, protection surrounds. Pro, the first syllable is again, it's a pickup note, it's not on the downbeat. Protection. So tection is the downbeat. Yeah, protection. And the same with great spirit.
Great spirit.
No, it's great spirit.
Great spirit.
Yeah, yeah. So that ability is indicative to our culture. We've been profiled, and it's like that ability to hit a pickup note has to do with jazz. It has to do with a very, Americanized system of improvisational music coming out of jazz. So it's like when you start to realize that those pickup notes are important, that's when things get very colorful. And you try for it. You don't always hit it. But to be able to do that, to be aware of it, because I constantly have to be aware of it. Pickup notes are, when you're playing with musicians in a jazz improvisational situation, you got to be ready for you got to be ready for downbeat in terms of martial arts too, because it's before the initial commitment, which is on a downbeat. Your system makes these judgments that are completely inappropriate, saying, okay, everything starts on the downbeat. And Bruce used to make fun of American martial arts training because it was all flat-footed. It was on the downbeat. Where he could come in before the downbeat and tag them. They didn't even see it coming.
Oh yeah, did it to me all the time.
What?
Did it to me all the time.
Right. It's like, boom, huh? Wait a minute. That's not right. You're not playing fair. And that's what it is. It's not playing fair. The coming in before the downbeat disrupts that sense of like, okay, everything's fine here. We're all good. And, this is fair. Boop. It's like, what? And so in music, it's the same thing. So when you're jamming together, like the Afro-Cuban guys, they throw it out there, and it's like, if you missed it, everybody make fun of you. It's like, it's like, get out of here. You can't hit it. You can't anticipate. That's why Cubans are great boxers, because they're ahead of the beat, They know how to do that. Anyway, that's my point about the pickup notes and how it's a whole realm of, we don't hear that. It's like colors that we don't see. It's just we've been, brainwashed. It's not there. I'm not listening. Okay. Stay relaxed. I don't have to try to catch up to you. You're pushing a little bit. So I just, everybody's different. Sometimes I push. What I do by bringing it up is just make people aware. There's no right or wrong. But I'm trying to keep an open energy field with the minimum amount of anxiety. So for me, that's when I can start to swing. Like you're holding a basic pattern. But if it's nice and solid and relaxed, then I can improvise around that. Rather than just, doing the basics of holding a basic pattern, I can stretch out a little bit. Slow it down a little bit more. your way back. Ah, yeah, ah, yeah, ah, yeah, ah, yeah. when you're coming down on that hit, you're coming in flat with your fingers on the head. What you want to do is spring up from your wrist, like there. Yeah, from the wrist, yeah. Yeah, it's more of a conga drum technique. But what that does is it lets the head sink. See, what's happening is when you're coming down flat like that, you're muffling the tone. So then you're compelled to hit it harder to get the tone that you expect. And it's not, because you're coming down, the fingers are hitting flat on the head. You're coming in like that. You're not coming, and as a result, you don't come up quick enough. So what you got to do is allow the fingers to spring away from the head, which is not a. So here, it's an elbow wrist combination. Yeah. Plus, it'll save your fingers, because if you come down flat like that, you'll damage your fingers. So it's like what you got to do is get away from the impact as quickly as possible. But the hit comes from something that you don't even hit the head with. It's like as if you were hitting the head back here, and the fingers slap down, they come back. Yeah.
So when I do it, I'm actually not using my fingers. I'm just using my fingers touch, but it's kind of a byproduct of this touching.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes. Because I don't think about doing my fingers and then up.
Yeah, you can't. It's got to happen too fast for you to think about it. So yeah, it's a spring. Yeah.
Okay.
And that saves your hand too, because this fatty part is going to absorb the impact. Because it's a different tone.
So the elbow is below the drum, right? Oh, well, it depends.
The wrist is.
The wrist is,
yeah. So that's only, there's like,
If you were to get higher, it'd be easier.
there's several different traditional African ways to hit it. That's why I just keep it simple like this, because they have technique, and it's like, nice, but we're just visiting.
So that's the rim
What's that?
shot. And then what about for the downbeat?
Don't banana hand. You'll come in, you come in flat with the whole hand.
But
But
the
you-
fingers are spread and the
Little
hand
bit.
is soft.
Yeah. Your medium noodle.
Not like this.
Al dente, medium noodles. It's like,
Medium noodles. Medium noodles, please.
but you come in full. Like, you get a good one every once in a while.
And you hit it, like, to me, am I aiming way from the middle? Because you're kind of close to the end.
Well, I got big hands. But no, when I go for the middle, I do definitely get, right, that's dead center.
Oh, it is?
But see, now you're tense like that.
Am I?
Do this, and then let go. Yeah. So it's a little uneven because you're not trusting all of your fingers to slap down together. Then you're going back to the banana hand again. That's what I mean by a banana hand, when it bends up, when the fingers bend up.
Oh.
Yeah. It's in and out with minimum amount of technique. Yeah. What we're going for is this subsonic
How's
frequency.
this hand?
Well, the right and the left is different too.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. But you can get a big sound by hitting it in right in the middle and putting some intention into it. But it's just a quickness rather than a muscle. Yeah. Bob Dylan neck brace here.
I have to go down to McCabe, see if they have one.
Yeah, I can get them too. I'll order them. I can order them for you. Now that we're ordering online computer stuff, music stuff. Finally got all that sorted out. Yeah. Oh, I also got dulcimer and a ukulele. Yeah, the dulcimer's nice.
And do you have any frame drums, the Native American drums?
This is what we get for that.
That's
the
what you
different
have.
sizes of that. The traditional frame Native American ones got a deeper shell on them, sort of like a bow ring. But actually, the tribes use these now.
So is that the only one you have?
Right this second, I get them all the time. I get smaller ones. They go fast, so I keep ordering them. There's a couple of smaller ones, you know, like.
You have one that
this.
size, Randy, yeah?
I'm sorry.
I do. I have two that size, and I have the real big one.
I'm
Yeah.
asking
Two
for a
of those.
client who needs
What size were they looking for?
any size.
I think.
I mean, not bigger than that.
Yeah.
Our client, actually. So we could play it after and hear what it sounds like. Ooh, how beautiful.
Oh, they sound beautiful too.
Oh my gosh.
Wow,
That's
buddy,
beautiful.
that's wonderful.
So beautiful, the wood.
Hello.
That's a dulcimer.
Hi. How are you? Started out pretty good. Buddy ordered the dulcimer, so I showed some
Gets knocked out of tune
Yeah,
pretty quick.
yeah, because it's just new strings probably. What a beautiful instrument.
It stayed in tune when I first got it.
Mm.
And, there's different tunings. It's not staying. I think I'm up too high. I gotta bring it back down to a concert pitch. But yeah, I had a good time when I first got it. It's like, oh, wow.
That's excellent.
Well, Kathy wanted one because a friend of hers got one.
Now, buddy, is that? Can those also be played with those little hammers? Is that a different instrument altogether?
That's a different instrument.
I see.
There's a few different instruments that you play the strings with mallets.
Yeah.
There's a Middle Eastern one called a zither. Actually, the zither is the European version.
I have a friend who plays the zither.
I'm sorry?
I have a friend who plays the zither.
Yeah, they're beautiful. And then there's also the psaltery, which is an English folk instrument.
Just the name of it alone.
The psaltery, yeah. And you can play it with a bow or you can hammer it. But it's like that. It's like laid out with strings, tuned, like an auto harp. You know, do you believe in magic? He wrote that on an auto harp. Because it's simple to play. You just hit the B flat. You hit the key and it plays that chord on all the strings. It's easy to play.
So that's how the hammer works. It when you hit it with a hammer, it actually plays the whole chord.
No, it plays the whole note, but it resonates harmonically. Resonates the rest of the keyboard. So you get all these overtones that create a sense of chords. Yeah. But yeah, that's cool stuff. I love that. Let's bring it down. Let's play some reggae. Clive's not here.
I like to play one of your favorites.
Clive he's in Australia. It's just a joke. He pretends he doesn't like reggae.
You want to play the juju?
Yeah. So he feigns, disinterest when we go to the reggae groups. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright, alright. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright, alright. Woke up this morning, smiling with the rising sun. Two little birds on my doorstep, singing sweet song, melody pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Don't worry about a thing. Oh. Okay, in honor of Clyde, we'll do the chicken head.
I'd like to say a little prayer for Garvin's mom.
I'm sorry?
I'd like to say a little prayer for Garvin's mom.
Yeah, I just didn't want to bring it up, you know.
Little
it's-
prayer.
Garvin's mom passed a few days ago.
Week ago,
What was her name?
yeah. Patricia.
Patricia? Okay.
Pat, if you need to work.
Well, if you want, you know, we can,
We could drum a prayer.
yeah, just, yeah. So let's go here with it. Nice and relaxed. stored my drums down in my mom's place in Clearwater, Florida. And she confided, she said, when nobody's around, I talk to your drums. Thank you. What? Merry-go-round what?
Painted ponies.
Go up and
And all
down,
that.
yeah. We're captured on the carousel of life. You know, how come where we came goes round and round and round on a circle game. Great
Always
song.
great to hear you playing the harmonica, guys.
What is it?
It's always great to hear you guys playing the harmonica. It's very
It gets me a chuckle.
soulful.
It's fun.
Great.
Okay, we can up the ante. I'm gonna have to pull out the guitar, play the
Yeah,
harmonica,
Yeah, do it.
and drum and sing all of the things.
Yeah,
And
let's.
your tambourine going.
Yeah, I understand. Okay.
Let's
I don't even know
let
what time
everybody
it is.
pass
Are we
out.
like, do we have encore tonight or, you know?
Next time, definitely guitar. I'd love to hear that.
Okay.
8:57. Yeah, there's your-
Next time, guitar.
Yeah,
Cool.
I love the guitar.
yeah. When we go through my original repertoire of original songs,
Okay.
and that's why I teach these rhythms, because they fit my songs.
We're ready to be your backup.
Isn't that great? That's great. People spend years trying to put together a great backup band, you know. They said they were just going at it all wrong. Actually,
You've been in training for about a year.
yeah, about a year. It's about right. It's about right. Well, I got the original idea from Chuck Berry. He never took a band on the road. He took me on the road with him, but he would show up, and the promoter had to provide musicians.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
and it was very brutal. No rehearsal. And Chuck said, "If you don't know my songs, you don't belong on this stage." Because he was Chuck Berry, you know, and you better know his songs. So he'd turn around and he'd count it off, and you had no idea what he was going to pull. And, you know, his repertoire is like hundreds of songs. But from a drummer's point of view, I didn't have to sweat so much. So that's what he liked. He could trust that I was going to hold it together.
Hold the rhythm.
But the guys here were always great players. I mean, you know, because Chuck would insist, you know.
So clearly the promoters had access to good musicians.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, the guys would just show up, you know, it's like, and Bo Diddley was the same way. If you didn't know Bo Diddley's music, you don't volunteer for the gig. And, so, what I saw out of that was that every town Chuck went into, that we went into, it was like, it was fresh. It was like, you never knew what it was gonna be. And he could carry it. It didn't matter, you know, if they were screwing it behind, he could still carry it. And, so I liked the idea of low overhead touring. That was his version of,
I
you
see.
know, keeping the tour expenses to a minimum. Yeah, close to the bone. And it worked for him for decades. That's the way he did it. Because, you know, everybody grow up listening to Chuck Berry songs. You know, so it's like, yes, they're part of the, you know, the fabric of our culture. And he is a marvelous poet. When he gets singing, it's like, man, the guy paints pictures, you know, stories, you know. C'est la vie, say the old folks, don't you know you never can tell, you know. And Brown-Eyed Handsome Man, you know, it's like just great songs about the American condition, you know. Sweet 16. So, he gave me that idea, so when I started to do this 20 years ago, I said, okay, I'm gonna go on the road, but I gotta create a band wherever I go.
Yeah.
I can't, because I can't take people with me. So I go in with that attitude. It's like, whatever New Age store, whatever Unity Church, whatever.
And you offer classes.
What?
And you offer classes.
When I go on the road.
Yeah. I'm just joking that you offer classes, but it's really training for your band.
was like, you show up, you pay your $20, and I'll tell you if you suck. And I might tell you if you're good, maybe.
You pass the audition or not. It's a
Yeah.
$20 application
Yeah,
fee.
it's like, first 5
Audition
minutes.
fee. You
So-
suck, get out.
Yeah,
You maybe.
yeah.
You have to come back again. Give me another
That's-
$20.
Another
That's right.
20 and
That's
And I'll
maybe.
tell you.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the sad story of it, is like, for instance, in Florida, once I did this around the country the first few times, the African drum master teachers showed up, and they would co-opt what I was doing. So I was gone, and then they would like take up the slack. So this one guy in Florida, he was trying to do it, and he was using a lot of my drum students, and so he'd call them up and say, okay, show up for this show. Well, he was getting paid for the show, but they weren't, but he was, getting them to show up and make him sound good. So Cindy Bailey, one of my first, Helmtown graduates, she was there, and, she's intimidated by the African drum master teacher somewhat. So he tells her to take a solo, and she takes a solo, and then after the show's over, he says, that was a terrible solo, you have to pay me $20.
That's funny.
Yeah. She said, I'm not gonna pay you $20. Good, good. Stand up for yourself. But so it became quite the hustle. And I knew it would when I went out. But my attitude of like, that Chuck had, because when Chuck did that, it was all inclusive, man. You felt the band, the audience, everybody was playing Chuck Berry songs. Same with Bo Diddley too. It's like, they had this, it was a shamanic experience. Because it was so much a part of the human American, teenage experience that everybody was pumping. The band, the audience, everyone was connected. So that energy in Africa, that would be the griot, the griot who would tell stories and play drum, go village to village. So that's where I decided to go with it. And I'd gotten that from Big Joe Turner too. When I played with him, it was like he would conjure this energy, this storytelling flow, and he just hit his can and say, here it is, buddy, and he'd show me the groove, and then we just take off, and everybody else would just jump in, and so it was like that became my preferred method of travel, that keep it simple, low overhead, and generate that band experience with total strangers, never rehearsed, audience included. So everyone shares that, it's like an epiphany. You realize, I'm in it, this is the groove, this is life. So that became the source of the magic. So when I would go out, I would feel for it and see, where is it? Look at the people, read the room. And but it always came back to the basic pattern that I was playing. But it would always vary. There'd be changes and stuff. And then the hot shots started. Just how fast are you, sort of thing. So I wouldn't go to the fire dances. I'd teach before the fire dances, and then they'd try to take over. And they say, well, how come you can't play like Buddy? Oh, fuck you. He sounded better when he did it. It's like, how come we can't play along with you? So they didn't like me to come back because I make them look bad.
I see.
Everywhere, Kansas, Florida, So it's the magic of creating a band instantaneously. And it's always been something I love to do because it was a melding of psychic energy. And that's the way I always loved to play. And it was magic, it was conjuring, it was like voodoo jazz.
Yeah.
And it came out of Miami, the Caribbean, a lot of it. This thing. So that's what I do just automatically. when we start to groove like this is the band, and we're performing, and this is like in front of the world, and it's like, you just make it work. And there's no panic, it's just great fun, you know. And I like try to get people over the tension and anxiety of performing, you know, and then to the place where it's incredibly joyous. And the instantaneous band happens, you know. If you're watching everybody, you know, and you're paying attention to how what you play how to fit with what's happening, what the groove is at that moment, it'll work. People start to blend and meld. And the better you get at it, the quicker it happens. Sometimes it doesn't happen right away. But everybody knew Chuck's songs because they'd heard them hundreds of times. So when you kick in, man, everybody'd be right there. And halfway through the song, he'd be taking a guitar solo. He turned to me and says, "What song are we doing?" Because you forget, because they were all the same, pretty similar. You know. And I forget too. I say, Brown-Eyed Handsome Man. Okay, we finished Brown-Eyed Handsome Man. 2 verses after the solo. You know, he says, we didn't start on that. I said, no. So that was the carryover into the meditation journey. That was an element that I was bringing to it that a lot of the other drum hustlers really didn't have a clue. I was looking around. I was going, where's the old rock and roll drummers? They should be doing this. You know, it would be easy for them to do this. Well, most of them are burned out. But, you know, and you know, I thought, wow, this is weird. I mean, for like old retired drummers, this would be your default gig. You know, go around and do healing drums.
Well, but not everybody's.
Right, not everybody wants to do that.
Well, also it's got to come from the heart space, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You got to feel it.
Yeah, that was I think where I was making a distinction. Was that
It'd be funny if you're like, well, you suck and you have heart, but you kind of suck. You have heart.
I'll
and
go
you
with
don't
people
suck.
with heart more than
$40.
technical brilliance.
Yeah.
You know, I can have more fun with that. It's also performance art. It's conceptual art because I spend a lot of time in that world, and so that's why I don't judge. I'm not a musician when I'm doing it. I'm sort of like conducting the performance art event, the conceptual, unique, one of a kind performance art event. And it could be in an art gallery, it could be in a church, it could be in an open field, it could be in an office building. And the event itself decides the parameters of the artistic statement. You know, it's like where you're doing it is part of the art. And all those limitations make the colors of the event. So it was a long journey to get to this event, to this process, because I had to eliminate a lot. I had to eliminate a lot of musicality, you know, and it was hard. Like first time I went out to like a huge festival in the Smoky Mountains, giant fire, and I went around, and you know, every 10 feet there was a different pulse happening, different groove. And there were like dozens of drummers, and nobody was connecting. They just banging away. And it's like I go to the next one, and they were all having a great time. And I go over to the next one, I go to the next one.
Around the fire, right?
Yeah, around the fire, this huge fire. It was just this wave of chaos, and people were dancing, and it was middle of the night. So I said, okay, I'll pull out a cowbell, and I put the hand on the drum. I'm doing the cowbell, and I'm trying to get like everybody together. And this old crone, she goes, yeah, do you like the cowbell? She goes, no, I don't like the cowbell. So I stopped. She said, the cowbell sucks, it's terrible, stop playing it. I went, huh? And it took me the longest time to understand it. She was right. She was right. You know? There was this wave of
kind of magic going on.
well, yeah, they were going from a magical event because it was the biggest southeastern pagan gathering, you know, in the United States, and they had a huge piece of private land up in the Smoky Mountains, sort of close to Asheville, and gorgeous piece of land, just dense, big trees. So everybody camp out, hundreds of people, kids, old people, bands, cars, rich people, poor people, everybody, just from all over Georgia,
Don't worry
Florida.
about Garvin.
Oh, it's okay.
Are you out of here? What? Oh, it's okay, yeah. So, that's when I first started, needing to find a form,
I see.
structure, that I could step in and immediately maintain control too, and introduce the downbeat. I really wanted to get past just banging. They were just thought that was it. And it was kind of embarrassing, that they didn't want to groove. Like if you go to an Afro-Cuban community or American Black community, they're gonna groove. They're gonna hit a groove and like cook, But here we got all these Irish and German and Scottish and English and French and all these people that did not have a groove. They could not feel a groove. They didn't know where to start. They didn't even know how important it was. They just were banging. And so that was the first generation of drums. And I had to be very patient with it and treat it as a cultural phenomenon that was not music. So then I had to gently subtly introduce the whole concept of the pulse to create coherency. And because the chaos would engender, predatory behavior. And
Calls in, you
antagonism.
can call in some
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, I didn't want them to call that in. I initially went around and says, you play like that, you're gonna create war. Fuck you, you old goat. And it's like, so I stopped doing that. So it's like, the least I say from a judgmental point of view, the better. And so now it's evolved, now it's 2 generations later, 3 generations later of drummers. And I still get requests, please come out,
But does the groove and the downbeat speak for itself now pretty well?
No, I mean, it's still something that's a precious commodity,
I see.
and you can't take it for granted. They think they're hitting it, because there's a lot of ego involved. And, but it's not as bad as it used to be. It's much better. So, I did what had to be done. I went out and explained to them and showed them as much as I could. Of course, now everybody just takes it for granted. But when I went out there, it was dog shit.
Wow. That's intense.
Muddy water. This was his term.
Muddy water,
Yeah.
yeah.
He said that's dog shit. Yeah. So I just kept doing it because I knew it had to be done. Everywhere I went. Downbeat, what is that? And it was illuminating that we didn't have that musical pulse. We didn't have a musical soul in our culture. So, majority of the cultures don't get it. That's why the amazing paradox of us being here, and that, maintaining the space, is so important.
I tell you, I know you've heard this from me before, but you walk into this space and there's history here, you feel the goodness of it, and there's something that speaks to you. Because this is a huge vortex. And it gets maintained, not just from the drumming, but it's maintained.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice, thank you. Because,
Thank you for being part of it.
Oh, it's an honor.
well, I tell people when you get good luck when you do this. Don't forget your jewelry. Yeah, I'll get you another
All right.
harpoon holder.
Oh no. We're all sitting here going,
Music will be going, drums going. It'll be fun. So, buddy, I gotta share this story with you guys. This constellation work that we were doing, Cecily had shared it with me, but I never knew.
Wait, while we on the